What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. As most of you guys know, when I sold my TE37s, I didn't have a wheel to run on the Subie, and Hongo is actually kind enough to let me borrow his BBSs. These are actually them right here. But now that we have the CE28s on the STI, there's no reason for me to keep the BBSs any longer. For those of you who don't know, this is actually Hongo's winter setup. So he throws the BBSs on in the winter time and then he pulls off whatever wheel he's running off. And since winter is only a couple months out, I want to get these BBSs back to Hongo as soon as possible. I think I texted Hongo like 2 weeks ago and I asked him if he wanted me to get the summer tires unmounted off of these. That way when he gets them back, all he has to do is throw on his winter tires. Obviously he said yes, so I did that for him. There's no more summer tires on these wheels. But another thing that he had mentioned is that he actually wants to paint them this time around. I don't know if any of you guys remember, this was a long time ago, but Hongo and I actually plastic dipped these gold. This is plastic dip, and they've been like that ever since. We never switched it up or anything like that. Since Hongo wants to repaint them, and he let me borrow them for so long, I think it would only be right if I painted them myself. So over here, we got gold paint, we got some primer, and we got some clear coat. I think it would be really nice of me to do this for him, and he actually doesn't know that I'm doing this. So hopefully after we're done painting them today, we can take them over to Hongo and surprise him with them. So that's what we're gonna be doing today, repainting Hongo's BBSs. Like I said, right now, the wheels have plasti dip, and when we did them at the time, we only put one coat of plasti dip, so they're extremely hard to peel off. So I went to the store and picked up Goof Off. This is supposed to work really well with this kind of stuff. I think it actually melts plastic, so we're gonna spray some on all of the wheels, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll get rid of most of the plasti dip, because I already tried peeling it off on that wheel over there and it did not go well at all. So let's try this and see what it does. So I sprayed the first wheel and it actually works pretty well. I gotta sit here and kind of scrub it, but that's okay. It's coming off way easier than when I just try to peel it off on that wheel over there. It's even removing the really old black plasti dip that we painted with a really long time ago. I'm gonna go ahead and remove all of the plasti dip on this wheel, and I'll show you guys how it comes out. I'm super excited, guys. I can't wait to have these wheels looking really nice for Hongo. It's been like 2 hours since that last clip. My fingers hurt so bad, but we finally got one wheel done. It's been tough, I'm not gonna lie. The black plasti dip that was underneath the gold is what's making it so much harder. If it was just the gold, it would have been super easy to do this. But as you can see, I've gotten pretty much all of it off. I'm gonna still have to go over it and clean the wheels, and I'm also gonna be sanding them a little bit later to get rid of any imperfections like right here. I also have a helper now, so it's gonna go by even quicker. We're gonna start on these two wheels next. I know it's really tough right now and it makes me want to quit, but once they're all done, painted, and they look really good, it's gonna be so worth it. We've gotten almost all of the plasti dip off of these next two wheels. This one, the surface is almost completely gone. We just need to get the insides of the spoke areas. As you can see, there's still quite a bit in there. This one's about halfway done. Still some plasti dip up top here, but all of this in here is completely done. I feel like this goof off stuff did work, but at the same time, it's kind of like brake cleaner or like WD-40, where you spray it and it dries up super quick. So I went over and picked up some Goo Gone, and this stuff seems like it's working a lot better. I did see a YouTube video that said to spray this stuff on the wheels, let it soak for about 20 minutes. Once the 20 minutes are up, spray it again. I did that. I sprayed it on the remaining 3, and I also sprayed some on the wheel that we haven't even touched today. And check this out, guys. I started to notice the discoloration kind of in this area right here. So I grabbed a towel and I just kind of went over the wheel like this. And check it out, guys. It's coming off completely. I'm so pumped, guys. I've been sitting here for the longest time. My fingers hurt, and this stuff is working wonders. What I did notice about this stuff, though, is it gets right to the OEM paint on the wheels, and the other stuff that we used completely removes it all. You can see on this wheel, we're like bare metal, and that one still has the BBS gold. This is gonna save us so much time. Tomorrow is gonna be a little colder, so I definitely wanted to at least get the primer on today, and that looks like it's gonna happen. So I'm gonna let this soak for just a little bit longer, wipe it all off, and then we'll be ready to start sanding. Now that we got all of the Plasti Dip off of the wheels, it's time to start sanding. I don't know too much about this. I don't know much about painting stuff in general. I do know that since it's pretty much down to bare metal, we won't have to do a lot of sanding. All I really want to do is smooth out any imperfections on the wheels. Small little rashes on the side of the lift, stuff like that is what I want to fix, and also kind of scuff them up a little bit so the paint sticks a little bit better. I got a couple different grade sandpapers here. Once we sand all of the wheels, we'll be ready to start throwing on some primer. Finally got all of the wheels all cleaned up. I think we are ready to finally put some primer on these things. I already taped up all of the valve stems. I don't think this is going to be the greatest paint job ever, but at least I tried my best on these wheels, so hopefully they come out decent. I also can't wait to surprise Hongo with them tomorrow, so let's at least try and get some primer done today. If we can paint them and get them fully done today, that'd be great, but we only have about an hour and a half to 2 hours left of sunlight, so hopefully that gives us enough time to hopefully finish them. So there's the first light coat of primer. This primer is supposed to dry really quick, as well as all of the paint that I got. So we're gonna give this about 10 to 15 minutes, let it dry, and then we'll do a second coat. I think I'm gonna probably do either 3 or 4 coats before we move on to the gold. Second coat of primer is done. This time I went a little bit heavier with it. These wheels have always been pretty difficult to paint because you really gotta get in between these spaces right here. I kinda gotta go from different angles to get in between here, and then down in there. We finished up the primer. I ended up doing 4 coats and it didn't come out the best, but definitely not the worst. I can definitely see where there's some Plasti Dip residue still on the wheels, but that's okay. I think it's time to start our first layer of gold. We'll do the same thing that we did with the primer, just spray on a light coat, let it dry, and then do the second coat. Two spray cans later, we are finally done, except the clear coat. I still need the clear coat, but check it out, guys. They look so much better from when we first took them off the car. Damn, check it out, guys. They look so good. It's kind of hard to tell in this lighting if I've covered every single part of the wheel, but I think I did a pretty good job. I'm trying to look closely, especially in between here, because that's usually where I miss a bunch. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. I hope Hongo is super excited about these wheels. I wanted to do something a little bit extra, but I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it, or if I can even do it. But there's an STI logo in there, and on this side here. I don't know if I can get a small enough paintbrush to get in there to paint those STI logos red. I think that'd be a super sick detail. So I'm gonna probably look into that tomorrow and try and get that done before we take them to Hongo. I'm super pumped with how these came out though. I was a little worried that we weren't gonna have enough paint, but it ended up being enough. I was also a little bit worried about the shade of gold. When I first started painting them, obviously it wasn't as dark as it is now. I think they came out pretty good. This gold is actually really nice. If you guys are wondering where I got all of this, I got it at O'Reilly's. Really glad that we were able to get them painted today. The sun literally just went down, so we had just enough time. I think I'm gonna leave them here, let them dry overnight, and then tomorrow we'll surprise Hongo with them. So I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Okay, there we go. Wheels are loaded up. Let's go take them to Hongo. Damn guys, I haven't seen Ed's car or Hongo's car in a long time. Ready for your wheels back, Hongo?
Yeah. I think I'm gonna repaint them.
You are?
Like with actual paint, no?
You are?
Probably. Oh, you hella clean them.
I painted them for you, dude. I know, not the best, but I tried, dude.
No, it looks good.
I like fully sanded them down, like
What the hell?
took them down to like bare metal and then painted them for you. And I cleaned them before I brought them, so that's why they're a little wet.
What the hell, dude?
This shit was hard though.
Yeah, this, huh?
like all the plastic. I try to get off as much as I could in here too, but like my main focus was this.
The front. No, this is good. I was thinking about this, like, dude, it's gonna get cold and then the paint's not gonna stick anymore.
Dude, and luckily yesterday was like kind of warm, so I was like able to do it, dude. But I was like, I'm a surprise Hongo with the wheels. Were you expecting that, Hongo?
No, I was like, I'm gonna do these on my own. I don't know when though.
That's what I told the vlog too. I was like, he was gonna paint them, so I'm just gonna do it for him. So Hongo. Glad you like the wheels.
Thank you.
Alright, well there you have it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Super happy that we were able to do that for Hongo, and I'm sure he's glad that he's not gonna have to repaint them. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and if you guys have any tips for me when it comes down to painting anything, I'll gladly take them.